Hello, everyone. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Blades in the Dark Firebirds Season 2. I believe this is episode 10 of Season 2. We are,
Double digits.
we are chugging along. Um,
You know what that means, right?
that means this is,
Party?
Marty White.
that means we're very close to a season finale. That's what that means. Like in getting
Yeah,
in the double digits.
everyone's gonna
Like
die.
either it's a 13 episode season, like if we're talking TV, it's gonna be a 13 episode season, or we could surprise everybody and it'd just be a 22 episode season, and we're all fine. Everything's fine. This is just the mid season,
Drama.
Definitely, 100%, definitely not gonna cause us too many problems. Definitely.
Yes. Cue that laugh track.
Yeah. So how's everybody been?
Pretty good.
I played in a bike polo tournament this weekend.
Oh, really?
I'm very much sun.
I'm very sun.
So much sun. And
Okay.
it's like really warm in Vancouver, and it's hard. My body mad at me.
Yep. And I was out running Stormlands, the Calgary Underworld chapter, and I don't sleep or
Yeah, I
stop
mean,
moving.
You have what,
I-
like a 5-person NPC team for your
Yes.
plot?
So we have a 5, sometimes 4, usually 3-person NPC team.
Oh, yeah.
And I went and looked at my Fitbit to just see what my heart rate was on Saturday. It starts off just dead, and then spikes up to 142. And it doesn't really come down after that.
How many people were out there at game? This
Uh,
weekend?
There were 9 PCs and 5 NPCs. So
Oh, okay. That's not so bad.
yeah, we had some conflicting or other LARPs conflicting with us.
Yeah.
But we're expecting double that for game 2. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Should be. I mean, scheduling conflicts and all that.
Yeah.
I played a bunch of RPGs like a nerd.
Nice.
That's
Nerd
what I did.
RPGs. Yes, perfect. I used Saturday to get Gold 4 ranking Hero League for
Aw,
Heroes of the
nice.
Storm. I'm officially ranked, which is fun. I like having a number to determine how good I am. And Saturday,
You're this good.
Sunday, I was in bed until 2 p.m. Maybe. It's great.
Pro strats.
Super fantastic.
What a hero.
Like I said, I said this to these guys before the stream started, but I was busy answering diplomatic messages with "No, see me in game," because people want to talk out of game about things that are to do with in-game stuff at LARP, and I refuse.
Good.
But anyway,
Careful, she's got a handful of LARP bomb spells.
packets, yeah. Just have some packets. Anyway, today is about Blades in the Dark. However, where did we last leave off? What was our?
In
Uh,
2 years.
Downtime actions.
Yeah, I think we were just headed into downtime. Were we?
Yeah, because the last thing was the entanglement
Sure.
from previous job, which was Jedwin showing up and wanting to eat a bunch of your people.
Jedwin fucking stabbing people for whatever reason. Jedwin. Can't
You're
just
the one who
put-
tried to make friends with a vampire.
Look, you can't just put swords through Carol like that. It's very unprofessional.
Well, evidently they can.
yeah, I mean, okay, but
The proof of the pudding is in the killing.
the proof of the death pudding. Cool. All right, so yeah, somebody else take over while I continue to run this commentary into the ground.
Well, does anyone have any downtime actions they want to pursue?
Yes.
That's a good question.
Great. Well, that's a good place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Rubik's needs to go find some drugs.
Yeah, I guess you don't have a supplier right now, do you?
I
Yeah,
do not.
We're cut off.
Yeah.
Either that or set up a new vice.
So where are you going to get these drugs or new vice?
Well, I think we're going to trade one sin for another sin.
To the fighting pits.
Not to the fighting pits, but to the tavern for more drinking.
So yeah, what are you changing your vice to?
So it's going to become alcohol now, but it isn't just alcohol. It's fine alcohol.
That falls under
So-
the hood of like luxury, I guess.
Yeah, so luxury.
Okay. Let's see here. So I believe we have some vice purveyors on hand somewhere. Maybe we have a handout for it. We do. Excellent.
Because this plays into his entire pride aspect of things too.
There's the Emperor's Cask in White Crown.
That's some pretty upscale shit.
Yeah, how upscale can
How
Rubik's
upscale is upscale? Yeah.
What is your stash at right now? Rubik?
Oh, 0. It's at 0 right now. That's why
He
getting
just
it is
finished,
so much.
He just finished pouring like 15 points of his stash into the last thing.
Yeah.
Yep. No. So it's just like, would you be able to get into the Emperor's Cask in White Crown? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah,
Yet.
I think if Rubik's wants to get nice alcohol, it has to come through some back channel. Like you can't go to a bar to get it
Yeah.
because the only like you're too
Too
threadbare,
poor.
to
Yeah.
actually like get into the right places. Even if you had the money, you just don't look the part and they wouldn't let you in.
Yeah.
So what like back channel smuggling operation are you getting your booze from?
I almost want to say through the hive, honestly,
Okay,
with how much that they
stuff
work
falls
together.
off of the wagon.
Yeah, it's like this is a crate here and there. They're not going to miss that, probably.
Okay, so are we turning what's her name into your vice purveyor?
Ashlyn?
Ashlyn?
Or is it
Yep.
someone?
I think it would be Ashlyn.
So you just go to her and you're like, I need a crate of this.
I need no. It's like I need to take. Let me reboot my brain here for a second. It's one of those. He has this desire to live a life above what he has right now. So it's going to the restaurants. It's going to these places, but he needs someone who looks the part to get into those places or have that connection.
So you're just gonna try and get Ashlyn to indulge your vice every time?
Pretty much.
Okay.
I need a
cool.
really nice drink. Ashlyn, come drink with me.
Ashlyn, here's a couple coins. Let's go drinking.
So you need to spend one of your downtime actions to establish her as an asset,
Okay,
and then you can actually roll your vice.
for sure.
Do it.
All right, so just one action to set it up.
Yeah, so you roll the cruise tier.
Which is 2.
Okay. Whoop.
It's 2 now.
Yeah, and this is just to see how nice the stuff she can get you is.
Not nice.
Let's see here. So I think at least for now, unless you want to dump coin into it, like the nicest stuff you can get is pretty run of the mill.
Yeah.
And I think what that looks like is you coming to her and being like, I need, the finest whatever scotch that you have. And her like flipping through her like shipping manifest and just being like, not much of that right now, but well, we do have some we set aside for the work cruise. And she like one of them like hauls over this like mid-sized crate,
Yeah.
drops it down, and it's just like a dozen of these like vaguely rectangular bottles,
Okay.
stacked in straw inside a crate. So you just get like this whole crate of, relatively cheap whiskey, but it's still whiskey.
It's
or
got a
scotch.
nice label on it.
Well,
It has a label on it.
Yeah, it's not.
it's
super sophisticated, but
for this. It's more of like quantity over quality.
yeah, certainly you get enough to stupefy yourself.
Yeah.
Um, so you can go ahead and roll.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's
Perfect.
2 downtime actions for Rubik's.
Yeah, and I'm going to save the third one that I typically have for the beginning of our next
Hmm.
heist.
Do Thorn or Song have things they want to do?
I mean, I have something I want to do, definitely. Because I need to get rid of this drained life essence to harm thing that I've got going on. So I need a doctor or a whisper of the appropriate skill, and seeing that it was our dear friend Edlin Grine who drained my life force, perhaps we can restore some of my life force. That would be nice.
That's how that works.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I hope. So I'm gonna go see her, because that's seems like a reasonable thing to do.
Okay. You're gonna try to get her to fix your business.
I am, yeah.
And I think we had decided previously that she was a tier 2 individual, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. She's
yeah. I have
Cool.
her down as Edlin Grine, a philosopher. So
yes. Philosopher at the university. And yeah, so like what are the circumstances of you finding her? Is this more like skulking in through the servants' entrance with your little bundle of
always. I always have that little bundle with me, by the way. I haven't put it down since I got it. And I'm not planning
and
on
have you
doing
been like
so.
avoiding other people while that's going on, or like...
Thorn's never really been one to be like directly in the center of attention of like whatever's going on in terms of
Okay, but you're in charge of a cult.
sure, but that cult understands what's going on, basically.
No, they don't. You have
They're less
sadly
likely to
unreliable
question it.
cult. Like, so yeah, like, do you take efforts to avoid them, or
No, I don't take efforts to avoid them.
Are you a river unto your people?
so like they know
do we
about
need-
this thing?
Yeah, I think they do. At least Brix does.
Oh God.
Like
Okay, great. So you go to the place.
Yeah. So I take the Secret Service entrance up to the offices like early in the morning, like I did last time, because I know that she'll probably be there. Make sure not to sort of like wander the halls of the university looking like some hobo, because that's just like not seemly, and just likely to get me thrown out.
And you're still at 0 stash, right?
As it has in the past. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you really are just a street urchin.
I mean, yeah. Thorn's never been anything but just a street urchin. I mean, she has previously. In a previous life, she was something but since I've been playing her.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so yeah, you like, slither your way into the university and over to her office. I think she's like reading a book or something. She's up late. And this time she's like properly dressed.
Yeah, so
one of her like, she always wears these like super form-fitting like dresses that are like really really long. So she can never run. She'd always have to be like like really tight long skirts and stuff. Yeah. And so she's in one of those on this big chair with this like enormous book, and she's got like her legs crossed at the ankles, and she's flipping through it by candlelight.
Just a little like knock on the door, you know. Tap tap tap.
Oh, come in, Thorn. She like,
She doesn't even look up. Like, just
or no,
knows
she
it.
calls you by your actual name, right?
Yeah, she does.
What's your actual name again?
Vey. Vey Aran.
Vey Aran. Right. So yeah, she's like, oh yes, Vey, come in.
You know, she sort of skulks in, and goes, whatever you did, I appreciate the help with the, you know, the child, but I can't. It hurts, you know, like everything hurts. I need to be able to move and function and run if I have to. And that's not really going to happen with this tired feeling hanging over me. And like reach a hand up and just like small clump of hair like comes out. It's like I think I'm decaying. You know.
Yeah, and she kind of frowns as you like put this little tuft of hair on like her desk,
Yeah.
and she puts a bookmark in her book and like snaps it shut. And then like slides the candles closer to you so she can see you and like looks you up and down. My dear, you do look quite terrible, but we agreed on the cost, yes?
Of course. No. The cost itself I understand, but I'm hoping you can help me further. In getting back some of that which was taken in trade, or telling me how to do so. I thought it would return over time, but it's like a veil, just exhaustion, and this is like an empty
Yes, well, I only
oil
teach
barrel.
students registered at the university. You're not a student anymore.
I'm a student of many things, Professor.
Those things are not me. Now, if you want my help, I can help. I cannot teach you how to help yourself. And it will have a cost, as all things do.
What cost?
Well, coin will do. And she like leans back into her chair and like reaches for another book.
I have no coin. Like, open hands. Very clearly, very poor. You know, maybe a tentacle just.
Yeah, and there, she like has pulled. She like finds the book she was looking for and pulls it out and looks back at you, and kind of like tuts. Like, if you're looking for pity, my dear, you won't find it here.
Not pity. I just can't pay coin. Something else that I can bring to you or give you. I'm well versed in certain things. Maybe I can do something for you. Yeah. It's possible.
Well, there's an old acquaintance of mine that I would like someone to check up on her. She ran off to become a nun some years ago. Can't stand the church. Never go there. So if you
You
take care of this for me,
you
see what I can do about
you want me to go
reinvigorating you.
You want me to go to a church. You want me to go to a church. Which church?
Why the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh, of course.
Of course, of course. Shouldn't have even asked. Just
And
making sure.
this friend of mine, well, terrible woman. Not really a friend, you see, but I'd like to know what she's up to. I have a suspicion. I'd like to confirm. If you can do that for me, I will happily do what I can for you.
What is her name? So I can find her. So I can look.
Her name is Stavro. Now, anyways.
Stavro. I heard that name before.
Like you've totally met this person before.
Yeah, I know. Like
Yeah, Thorn is like
Thorn's just
spacing out on it. Yeah.
heard the name. I've spoken to her before.
Yes. Well, perhaps you can leverage your acquaintance with her.
Possibly.
I'm convinced that this whole thing of being a nun is all just smoke and mirrors. I'm sure she's up to something.
So if I say I'll do it. Can you help me?
Simple enough. And she's like found the like spell that she's looking for, and she puts the book on a lectern, and I don't know. When we cut, some magic happens.
There is a glow. There's like a cut to outside the door of the office. There's like a glow from inside. Some chanting.
Yeah, more sexy life magic happens.
Let me see. That's heal clock, right? So fortune.
Yeah, she's a tier 2 person, so
2.
go ahead and roll a 2-die fortune roll. See how well you get recovered.
Not well.
I mean, it opens the clock and you get 1 tick.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to spend coin if you have any,
I don't.
or rep from the crew.
Did we get any coin for last mission?
Didn't you spend everything tearing up, or
Yeah, we spent a bunch of it.
Yeah, because we got
no,
it.
but we
got stuff from the last
But
mission.
you had already tiered up before the last mission?
Yeah,
we tiered up before the last mission.
and we
Yeah.
made
I don't
like
think
we made like 8 coin on it, right?
Yeah, so you should have like 2. I have
should
2
have
on my
2.
sheet. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 2 as well, and there
Alright.
should be 2 in the crew as well.
2 to everyone and 2 to the crew.
So I actually do have some. Okay, that's good.
And then the crew advanced last session.
Oh, right.
So
Yeah.
when the crew advances, everyone
get-
gets stuff.
Yeah, you get
What do we get?
Stash equal to the crew's tier +1.
I believe so. Yeah.
Stash equal to the crew's tier +1. Is that what you said? Guys?
Yeah.
I do not remember exactly how much.
Yeah.
If I recall, I thought you guys had said +2.
Oh yeah. No, I have 4 stash. That makes sense. Yeah, because I
Yeah.
had no stash previously. So
Oh yeah, I have that too. I've already noted that. Cool. All right, cool. So I'm gonna spend a coin to just like roll the healing clock again, because I just
Yep.
need to heal.
turns out I did have some money after all.
It turns out I had money, but this is more fun. Number die. Get some more. Yes.
There we go.
Yeah, double sixes.
All right, so that's 4
Oh,
4 ticks.
that more than fills it up.
Well, so you have level 2 harm at the moment, right?
I do, yes,
Because you somehow got rid of your level 3 harm.
because we healed it last
It
time.
healed.
Yeah.
Right. And so now it goes to level 1 harm, and then you have another 1 pip filled in. So
Okay, well, it's just gonna go to level 1 harm because I fucking don't want to spend any more time doing that. I have 3 trauma, so if I don't indulge my vice, that's bad.
It's not that great. Yeah.
And you're cut off currently too.
Am I? No, Bricks is my vice, right?
Yeah.
Oh, is he now? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
the
hooded
hooded
proprietors.
proprietor was my vice before, but
Okay.
Oh, Bricks is your vice now? I'd forgotten about that.
yeah.
Hitting the bricks.
the cold, damp embrace of Bricks.
Well, this can only end well.
So I've only got 3 stress, so I'm feeling like really conflicted about doing this roll right now.
Let me love you.
All right, I'm gonna do it. Let's roll my vice. So indulge vice, just the 1 die. Should just be the 1, but it's still below. So 2. Cool. I go
Why
to
is it just 1?
because I'm only 1 person indulging vice.
You're 2 people indulging a vice.
Yeah, but they are my vice. That would just make it 2 dice all the time, right?
Yeah, no, it's not the same.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it should
He's
be
not
just
indulging
just
in
the 1.
himself with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what are we categorizing this vice as?
Weird.
Is this still weird?
I would still call it weird.
Great.
I mean, it could be. It could be
Lust.
like lust, but I still think it's weird.
Well, that's you get to decide. So yeah.
So I go and have a little rendezvous with our dear friend Bricks.
Yeah, where do you meet with Bricks?
Where else would I meet with Bricks but the damp, cold basement of the Moon's Daughter? Where I would then go to somewhere else to engage in private activities.
Okay, yes, you take him away with you somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a place that's even remotely private under a dock somewhere, you know?
Somewhere by the ocean.
Yeah,
perhaps?
somewhere by the night blackness,
romantic.
the stars of the ocean.
Let me just remind you, Elf.
The eyes in the deep clock is full. Yeah, I know.
This right here.
I see it. I fucking see it.
Song comes back. That's my bed.
You think I don't? You think I don't know? You think I don't know about the eyes in the deep clock? I do. I'm very well aware. Okay, so
You had 3 stress, so you heal.
I heal
2
2.
of your 3 stress.
And then I'm gonna spend a coin to go see Stavral. But if anybody wants to do anything before me, feel free.
I would like to indulge
Yeah.
in my vice. Yes, so I am going to go to the theater. And I think I have a letter for Una when I do.
What's the letter?
And I think it's a letter from her cousin that I've managed to pick up in my activities with the
consulate.
With the consulate. And
what's in the letter?
It's in the letter.
I think it's just her cousin. He's writing her and says, you know, hey, I'm still alive. You know, I found you through the consulate. You know, I just want you to know. And it's maybe like it gives a place for them to meet or something. It's just like a way for her to reconnect, I guess, with a family member who she may not have known was still alive.
And yeah, it's got that thing going on in old timey letters where paper was expensive, and so you write across it, and then you write at a 90 degree to that.
Yeah.
On both sides as well. Like it's this one page is as full as possible of writing. And it's all like crisscrossing over itself.
But also the paper is made from like a mushroom stem or something, because like we don't have lots of trees.
Like vellum.
Right?
It's like animal.
Yeah, like or like
hide.
skin. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
hammered thin. And yeah, it's in like the native Scoveland tongue.
Sure.
As well, of course. And yeah, like so by this like electroplasmic light at the like service entrance to the opera house, she's like reading this letter under her little tiny umbrella.
Sure. And I'm in the theater at this point. Like I gave it to her and I don't wait
walk
around.
inside.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think there's like some, tragic opera going on, and we hear that in the background, like faintly, and it's
Yeah.
her outside in the rain reading this letter and crying into the page.
Oh,
And then yeah, inside there's some like dark, dramatic,
yeah. And I think it's
That's
notable
cool.
because I think it is like the premiere of Laria Kinclaith as like some sort of ingenue role.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, like just as like flavor,
She's in the soprano part.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of gossip because like, oh, those Kinclaiths, they had quite a bad run last like, a few weeks back. Yeah,
Blah blah blah. Yeah.
your house nearly burned
What was that person's name?
down. Lauria Kinclaith, like Laura, but with an I between the R and the A.
Okay, I'm just checking if I already had her.
Like Laura, but
I just made her up, so if you do, that's
like Laura, but unnecessarily
Okay.
complicated.
It's not Loria, it's Volette.
Volette. Oh, you already got this for sure.
Yeah.
Kinclaith.
Cool.
And I
how
should
do
probably
you
roll for that
enjoy the
vice.
opera, my friend?
Yeah, let's see how well I enjoy my opera. Indulge vice. No bonus dice. 4. I'll take it. Brings me down to 3 stress. And then I think after I do that, I'm going to go pay a visit to Dr. Stevenson.
Okay.
And
With regards to these letters,
yeah,
does Song ever get letters?
no,
No.
I don't think he's ever gotten one.
And who would it be addressed to if he were to get
I
a
think
letter?
you may be getting a letter.
I'm just asking.
It would be addressed to the only name he went by since a child when he was rescued would be to Dirge.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll just file that away.
because he kind of gave up his whatever name he had as a child.
Totally.
Yeah. Back when Brantz rescued him.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, you go to see Dr. Stevenson.
Yep. And
All right.
I look at him and I'm like, you robbed me of my money last time, but you did a good job. So.
And he kind of like gives you this hurt look, but also like this look, it is complicated. It contains multitudes. He both is offended and also couldn't give any less of a fuck about Song.
Yeah, no. So Song's just like
It
The
would be like if a
multitudes!
cockroach flipped you the bird. That's the look you would give it. Is what he gives you.
and so yeah, I throw down like a sack of cash and I'm just like
Yeah, and he just like stamps out a cigarette in the ashtray and like. How wounded are you right now? How bad is it?
I have level 2 harm maxed. Or well, I have a level 2 harm and 2 level 1s.
Right, and it was.
I have a
it
gut
was
wound.
really bad, but it
Yeah,
had 2 harm.
Yeah, I have a stitched gut wound as my level 2 harm.
Yeah, so I think he pulls out like the little tiny, like very short but very sharp scissors to cut the stitches with. And he's
Nice.
like, well, let's see how much of a mess you've made of my handiwork. And he like gets you on the table and starts cutting on you.
Uh-oh. Yeah. So he's a what, 1?
Yeah, he's a tier 1 doctor. I mean, you could do much better now, but you're choosing to continue slumming it with Dr. Stevenson. So
I will heal 1. And I will spend a coin to try again.
you have such bad luck with this guy. This guy's
I
not
do.
well.
It's amazing that I come to him.
I love the fact that Stevenson started as this like innocent, naive old man and is now just turned into this.
I'll take it. That's
God.
3 on my healing clock. It doesn't heal everything down, but
He's seen
well,
too much, you know.
Yeah.
Had
Am
too
I
many-
able to throw a coin to bump that up a level?
If you want.
if you want to give me a coin, sure.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, cool. That heals all my level 1 harm. And I will take care of my stitched gut wound. Is now a God, I don't know what I'll call that, but I'll figure out something.
Abdominal pain.
Yeah, abdominal pain thing.
All right, so who's got their next downtime action figured out?
I have to go see Stavril.
Yeah, so I think as you're like parting ways with Bricks, he has a, you know, he's smart enough to like not broach the topic, and he's like waiting for you to talk about this weird little thing that you have, and like
Mm.
this whole awkward elephant in the room type situation that's going on. And so as you're like getting up to leave, I think you just found some place like under a pier somewhere by the water. He just says, Thorn,
Hmm?
that, and he like indicates the little bundle. It's not yours. Nor is it mine.
But it is mine, she says, like sort of cradling it.
And he like gestures to the, you know, inky black water of the bay behind him, and says, you know who it belongs to. And-
She said that I was going to help her with it, and now I have, and now I am, and she hasn't spoken to me since, so I must be doing the right thing. Yeah.
Everything that I have seen, she sees. And everything that happens here, she knows. How long do you think it will take for her to lose patience with this?
Lose
He's
patience.
still got the like seawater, you know, coming out of
Yeah.
like ears and stuff from the ritual that y'all did back in the day. And yeah, so he says, she's not going to remain patient forever, I'm sure.
Then what should I do? I could speak to her, I suppose, but I don't. She usually, when she's ready, comes to me. I don't want to bother her.
And yeah, he like, you know, gathers up his clothes or whatever, and he's done getting dressed, or at least enough for him to like
Yeah,
walk off.
Thorn's doing this whole sort of like, what do I do thing, while just like clutching the little weird, like, abomination baby wrapped in cloth close to her. She's not gonna.
Yeah, he just kind of like awkwardly leaves after saying these things to you. And, like, he looks, it's like the first time you've ever seen Bricks be scared. And yeah, he kind of like,
Yeah, when he gets up and like starts walking away, I'm like, Bricks, don't go. I just need to figure out what to do. You have to help me. You have to help me figure it out. I know it's in there somewhere. There's a solution to all of this thing. I don't even know what she wants me to do with it. Sort of.
and he's like, he like backs away as if he like doesn't want to touch it, and is like, I wouldn't know. I don't know anything. I'm just here to help you.
Fine. Yes. Of course. Um, I could try and get her attention and speak to her directly if you think her patience is going to run out with the waiting around for me to say something. But she knew I had this thing. She knew I had it. And if she sees what you see and what happens here, then she knows to come and see me. Thorn says, maybe like a little too loudly, like, please. Yeah, sort of. I am as always in her service. But this thing is special, I think. Little finger stroke of the weird creature.
Yeah, I think he's just like,
He just leaves.
no, he's like, I see what you're doing, even if you don't. He's like, stay safe. And he walks off.
Well, I gotta go to a church, so...
Yeah, he's like, you vaguely hear him muttering about like sentimental women or something as he's on his way off. And then yeah, we can cut to you at the church.
Is this a job?
Is this downtime action or is it a job? Yeah.
I don't think
Who
it
have
would
you
be a
roped into this?
job, would it?
I mean, it could be a social job. We're looking into what she's up to. I can flash back to explaining it to you. It would be really easy.
Or this can just be a single downtime action.
Yeah, or I can downtime action it if you'd
Figure
prefer.
out a thing. This could be a project that you start. It's about, just like how interested everyone is in pursuing that and how much of our time we want to spend on it.
I mean, I'm looking into it for Edlin, so if it's interesting to Edlin, it's probably interesting to me. But whether it's interesting to everybody else doesn't matter.
I like doing stuff, so I don't know.
I mean, if not this, then y'all have your various wars that are ongoing to attend
Yeah.
to.
That's fair.
Yes.
Yeah, do your thing, and then we'll...
Our various wars that are ongoing, plus I have to speak to this horrible entity of the sea at some
Yeah.
point,
We'll kick the ghost wasp hive.
which I should probably do. So yeah, I guess I'll go to the church. I was gonna leave the little bundle of horrible eldritch joy with Bricks, but he doesn't seem suitable as a guardian for it. He'll do stuff that I don't appreciate. So I'm just gonna bring it with me.
Song will watch it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You're gonna watch over the little horrible eldritch bundle?
Sure.
He sure will.
I don't trust.
I want to see this conversation.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We can have that scene. Sure. So I assume back at the Moon's Daughter, Thorn looks like she's sort of like getting ready to go somewhere. Not that she gathers up a lot of things or has a lot of, possessions that she lugs around that she doesn't always have on her spirit mask and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But she sees you. Well, she creeps up the stairs from the basement where she's usually, lurking, and sees you sort of sitting around somewhere. I imagine. I don't know what Song would be up to, but
he's like idly fiddling with something.
Drinking or whatever.
Yeah. And he looks up at you. He says, "It's not safe out there."
It's not safe anywhere, ever, at all. It never has been, and it never will be. She says as she's approaching you, from like the staircase.
Yeah, and he stands up and says, "I know, but you travel with a strange burden that may draw unwanted attention."
And Thorn sort of cocks her head a little and looks at you strangely and goes, so many people ignore things that they don't want to see, you know, things that they don't think could be, or they would prefer they not know about. But you've noticed. I see. You've noticed, like a little stroke again. Just so like it's such a like an attached gesture.
And I put my hand on your shoulder, and I look right at you, and I say, "I know what it is."
There's definitely as soon as you touch her, there's definitely like tenseness. You can feel it under your hand.
I know what it is to lose someone. He almost says something, but he says someone that I care about.
I'm going
You
to
shouldn't. You shouldn't idly bring this into danger.
I'm going to a place where they may not be appreciated. So the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh does have a very tolerant idea for continuing life, no matter in what way. I don't think this kind of life would be helpful. And she starts unwrapping the
Yeah.
shoulder sling that she's wearing that's like holding the bundle close to her, and sort of
He's like,
reluctantly like offers it up.
Song hesitates for a moment, but takes the bundle of this child, and he says, "Go, do what you need. I will keep your child safe from them." And like he kind of glances downstairs. Others.
I won't be gone more than a few hours.
See that you aren't. And then he like turns.
Yeah, and Thorn is like really, really reticent to like leave you with it.
No.
I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, how much do I trust you? It's probably safer to leave it with you, you know? And then she's off to the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh to find Stavril.
Song basically takes the child, puts it in like, finds something as like a crib, and then just like watches it warily. Like he's not very parental with
Just
it, but it's just like
random manifesting eyeballs and mouths and tentacles.
But you're gonna spend the next few hours just hanging out with this thing.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back to that.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll come back to that.
Okay.
Thorn, it's your downtime action.
Yeah, so I'm going to see Stavril at the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh to find out what she's been up to for Edlin. Spend a coin for that, by the way.
Cool. So, you know, they have this big, imposing fucking
Cathedral.
church,
Yeah.
as you do when you're the state religion. And yeah, it's like very gothic. There's lots of flying buttresses and whatnot. And her, like, but then she also has her house, right?
Well, I go
Or-
looking for her at the church first.
But you're going to the church to find her? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
So,
and like as soon as I see someone who looks official, like in any capacity, you know, like someone wearing like the garb of the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh or any of that, I was.
oh yeah, and it's the church in a nice part of town. This is
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
So they have some blue coats standing outside the door.
Oh.
And they like mark you very promptly upon your entering their, you know,
Purview, yeah.
and they watch as you're walking up.
Yeah.
And one of them, who's kind of like a short but very like square-shouldered lady,
Yeah.
just like takes a couple steps towards you and puts a hand out, like, slow down there. What are you doing around?
What's the problem? I'm here to speak to a member of the church.
Everyone's a member of the church.
I mean, officially.
Are you saying you're not a member of the church?
Oh, I am also a member of the church. She says, sort of mumbling.
Yeah, and she's like, speak up, and like prods you with her like baton.
I'm here.
Pretty hard.
I'm looking for a nun named Stavril. I've spoken to her before. She knows me.
I'm sure you are. But no one here wants to see you. So fuck off. And she like gives you another shove and walks back to her post. Other blue coat like chuckles.
Okay. Well, is there any other way into this building? Like a side door or a back entrance?
Oh yeah, totally. There's lots of entrances.
So I would just go a less official way.
Yeah, totally. And like there you don't really get any trouble. You're able to like
you know, they give out the food scraps at the end of the day, just hanging around a back door.
I don't know if the Church of the Ecstasy of the Flesh is into charity.
Yeah.
I think it's a very Ayn Rand kind of church.
Yeah.
So I got a devil's bargain, so to speak.
Okay.
I'm all ears.
Yeah. I'll have Rubik's appear with you.
Rubik's is
Like
just...
as they're shoving you away, Rubik's comes up, and it's one of these situations where he comes to this church often enough.
I don't necessarily think I need you for this. I think I can go the back way. I think that's
All right.
probably I know what you're going for. Certainly. I'm gonna just have this conversation right quick, and then we'll move on to jobs. So, yeah, back door. Check the back door or the side door or wherever unofficial channel I can get into this building from.
Yeah, it like takes a couple attempts, but I think you manage to find a way to like slither in.
Mm-hmm.
And so
Through the Griffin door.
oh, get wrecked.
You said you're the one who says Slytherin.
So now that I have choked back the bile,
You're all grounded. You're all grounded.
yeah. I don't know. It's like some like maintenance access kind of spot.
You know, maybe it's below the street, even. You know, like
it's not on street. It's not a street level entrance. It's like a subterranean entrance.
Yeah.
And you come up by way of the catacomb or whatever,
Ankle deep sewage.
and are like weaseling your way about on the inside of this church trying to find this nun.
Yeah, the strategy remains the same. I try and find a member of the clergy who will direct me in the right direction. Now that I'm inside, I must have gotten in somehow. That must mean I'm okay.
And yeah, I think you are like searching a given area, like looking for people, and it's like empty. It's a weird time of day to be here.
Oh.
And you walk into a room which is like a, I don't know, smallish square room, plain stone. There's a chair that's anchored to the ground in the middle of it.
Oh, good. It's like a
And the
flagellation
door
room. Or
snaps
something.
shut behind you.
Oh, crap.
And our good friend Stavril is standing there
Oh.
with her hand on the door.
Oh.
Her like nicely manicured nails and everything as she like closes it.
Yeah, Thorn like snaps her head around as the door like closes behind her, but then sees Stavril and goes, I was looking for you.
Yeah, and she's wearing her like nun uniform or whatever, but it's not like a Christian nun kind of, it's like a kind of sexy nun kind of look because it's the Church of the Flesh, and they're down with
Yeah.
like people having pretty bodies and stuff. So
Yeah.
her like beauty is being accentuated by this nun outfit.
Mm.
And she has like this, long, like very voluminous black curly hair, and it's very like dark and has the like gems embedded in her face, because she's from the Dagger Isles.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think she immediately reproaches you for not, like, you've missed our appointment that we made. You and I were going to talk.
We can talk now.
Well, good. Why don't you have a seat? And she indicates this, like, like it looks like the electric chair, pretty much, in the middle of the room.
Fine. Yeah. And like Thorn sits in the chair.
Yeah, and so it's just like there's like the one electroplasmic light in the ceiling.
It's like an interrogation room.
It's like an interrogation room, and she's just like this whole conversation. She's just like walking around in the penumbra of this light because it's very focused down in the middle of the room. And she just says,
Thorn's horrible posture in this chair, where she's kind of like really leaned forward and like trying to follow, like wherever Stavril's walking the whole time.
yeah,
Like,
and in
just
the, like,
very
TV
just
show-
very fidgety, you know.
in the TV show version of this, the cuts are all really confusing, so it looks like she's walking in both directions at once, and like you're never looking in the right direction to see her. Yeah. She's like, "You look terrible. You're not taking care of yourself."
I'm fine. I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me.
Well, then why did you come here?
By the way, nothing wrong with her is markedly untrue. She still has one harm left of drained.
Yeah, so you look all.
So she's
pale.
probably like extra pale, like bags under her eyes, like horrible. And this is a Taika Rossi girl we're talking about, just to reinforce. Like she's got like the black shark eyes and the teeth and the just already white
sharp
skin.
teeth.
Yeah.
I feel like your skin has done that thing that like you look like you're either starving or like are desiccated. Like
yeah.
your skin is just like sinking into your body and like clinging very thin to your bones and muscles.
I came because one of your friends was asking about you, and I said I would come and see you to tell them how you are. And also I knew you wanted to speak to me too, so it seemed like a good opportunity to do both things.
Don't lie to me. I don't like it.
I didn't lie to you.
Maybe not. Well, you came here out of a sisterly concern for me then. Well, I'll have you know that I'm fine. As you can see.
What has been going on recently? Thorn says in her least convincing, like, tell me information way. She's like, oh, she called me sister. I've built rapport. I win.
The humble pursuits of a nun in service of the church.
That's very strange. If everything were going all right, then Edlin probably wouldn't have told me to come and see you. There must be something.
Edlin?
Professor
What's
Grind?
that nosy bitch want to know about? And she's suddenly like not composed at all and is like steps closer to you.
I don't know what she wants, but I needed her help, so I said I would come and see you.
Typical of her. She always likes intermediaries, and she like kind of like taps on you with one of her like very sharp fingernails. Not one to get her hands dirty.
Is being here a getting your hands dirty kind of situation?
Well,
I mean, my hands are, and like raises her hands, and it's just like grime, and you think maybe some blood, and probably like a ripped off fingernail somewhere, and like just really not good.
yeah, and like using her thumbnail, she like flicks this little smudge of dirt out from under her like nail that had tapped you very like pointedly, like, well, why don't you tell my dear friend Edlin that I continue my work as a nun here, and you can be on your way. If you keep asking questions, we might have a problem.
Problem? I don't want to cause any problems, but I do like questions. Maybe maybe I can tell you something about the professor. Would that be interesting?
Try me, but I'm not one for fair exchanges.
Wow.
So do you wanna just like make a roll here?
Yeah,
See how much you can weasel out of her.
I think it's got to be a sway.
Yeah, I feel like maybe you're gathering information with Sway.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
So
So Thorn continues with like, well, Miss Grind, Professor Grind. She keeps like calling her different stuff like Edlin, Professor, like really, like it's all over the place in terms of like the way that she should be addressing this person. And goes like, she gets up to many things. I think she knows a lot about things maybe reasonable people would know less about. Demons, leviathans, ways to maybe bind those things or harness those things. She certainly knows the ways of life force and the moving of those types of things, and she wasn't surprised by the child, so that would mean that and like Thorn probably says too much to this person as well, like references things vaguely that she doesn't realize she's using her like outside voice for. It's one of those things where it's like she thinks it's just her brain like working, but she's just saying these things as she always does. But then eventually gets to the end of it, sort of almost telling the whole tale in like half truths, and goes, and all she wants to know from you is what you're up to. If you give me something convincing, then I can tell her that, and she'll be happy, and then I won't have to worry about it anymore.
well, fine. You can tell her that I'm done with Orixis and sick of being under their thumb. Although she obviously hasn't tired of it yet. A waste of her talents.
I'll tell her. I'll tell her next time I see her. Can I go?
Yeah, and like as she was leaning in, she like had briefly like closed one of the manacles on the chair around one of your wrists without your noticing. And she like leans in very close. And just says, I trust your child is doing well.
My child is fine with somebody who's looking after them right now. I'm headed back there.
Oh, lovely. And like it's not locked or anything, but you just have this little like manacle around your wrist, and she like just gets up and leaves.
Smash cut to Song bleeding from his eyes.
Yeah, I guess we gotta figure out what was going on. Cassandra did say we'll get back to that.
Yeah, how's your resolve roll?
Oh, it's super good.
Yeah, you wanna make one of those for me?
Sure, resolve
think-
roll.
Be in the same room with this thing alone for any length of time and not make one of those.
Yeah, sure.
It's the color from space. It's the
Yep. No, that's
non-Euclidean angles of
that's about what I thought. I get +1 die to resistance rolls. Is this a resistance roll?
It is a resistance roll.
Cool. Then let's resist.
Great. So you hang out with this thing. It's a little unsettling.
Yeah.
Even for someone like Song who's seen some shit. It's a real bad time. Thanks for babysitting.
Yeah.
Good tip. So yeah. We can carry on with our lives here. But yeah, I can't imagine sitting in a room.
Probably not great for your mental
Yeah,
health,
you
just in
think.
general. And eventually Thorn shows up and swipes it back, and like carries it off back to the basement somewhere, where she, you can hear her cooing, for a short time, like, oh, I missed you, like stuff like that.
And I think Song just gets up and leaves, and walks out into the rain.
It's like this
And
is
walks as far away from the water as he can.
Yeah, I think this is one of those situations where it's like, maybe you even have a moment where it's like, oh yeah, she's fucking crazy, like how can you even be near that without being crazy? Like, there isn't no way, that kind of stuff. But yeah, okay. So what's our plan, team?
Plan is take a break.
Yes,
Yeah.
break, and then we will return for the plan.
Make an engagement roll for the break.
All right, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. More blades right after this short break.